There you go. Jerick's the
Uh,
name of the today.
we're rolling now, boys.
Oh
We got it
shit.
going. How's everyone doing?
We're good. We're good.
What up?
This
What
is
up?
Jerick and I's first time actually getting to meet. Like we have a lot of mutual friends, and I messaged him the other day, but we've never like gotten to chat in person. So it's nice to finally meet you, bro.
Likewise, man. Likewise.
Yeah, dude. And Logan, congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Hey,
And big dub, man.
Yes,
Big
Yep.
sir.
dub.
Thank you guys. It was a cherry pick.
yo, it's wild. Logan likes to pick the last show of the season. I think that's crazy,
That,
but
that was pretty. That was a
worked out.
confident move, I should say.
I know, but
Honestly,
my
I
favorite
forgot.
part
I forgot you
is
weren't
that,
qualified. I didn't mean
yeah,
to cut you off there.
no, you're good. My favorite part is whenever people say that I'm scared to compete. But if I was scared to compete, why would I put it all in the last show?
True, true.
It's confidence right there.
When everyone knows I'm doing that show too, so whomever can come headhunt me, you know what I mean?
That's a good
It's
point. That
almost
is a good point. You
risky.
announced it, yeah.
It's a risky thing.
It's not like you didn't tell anyone and just showed up last second.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity to Logan and Terrence, with the throne kind of being open right now, where do you guys see the division heading? Like, I think there's a couple of different directions that it can go into based on who wins right now. Where do you guys see that kind of going?
I think it's going back to classic, baby.
Shot, shot, shot,
Oh
shot.
man. I don't think the division is determined by the division is determined by the winner.
Right.
Look at Chris won the show. I don't think me and Ramon like they always say like, oh, that's the standard for the division, but it's not. Like every single physique in the top five is completely different. People always say, even in open, you got guys that are tall, the guys that are short. I've been hearing for like since it started, every time like Chris won, all the divisions going towards taller people. And I'm like, I still have the most wins in classic. It's like, how is it going anywhere? It's just the best physique, on stage wins that day.
Right.
Right. But there's a lot of debate on about what the best physique within that class is right now, though. There's a lot of people like saying that Mike Sommerfeld is the one who's like the heir apparent, right? But there's a lot of other people who are also complaining, saying that he needs to move up and go to 212. So that I guess that's kind of where my head is with it, as far as like who wins, kind of pushing something in that direction. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I guess we should just debunk it here. If this is going to be the Classic Physique Radio,
Mm,
what is classic?
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of, I mean, we all know there's a lot of say that Mike isn't classic. He's too big. He's too muscular. But I mean, in my eyes, like you need muscle. Like you need muscle to be classic too. You know what I mean? So I just want to kind of hear from like you guys' point of view, like in your words, like what is it? What does it mean to be classic? Or is that even a thing? You know what I mean?
I
Well,
think
you
that
go. Yeah.
I think a big part of being classic really is completeness of your physique. Like having the proportions of all of your muscles set up correctly. So everything being developed, but not overpowering items like quads being so large that it draws all your eyes and it throws off things like calves or whatever else is around it. So I think there's a specific proportion that needs to be considered whenever we're speaking what's classic and what's just, oh, this guy is big and he has a couple super impressive body parts, which wow, he's blown everyone away in this one area. However, these other areas are subpar, right? Not saying anyone's name, just saying in general, like
General, yeah.
in the division's direction, I think that it should be more proportion based rather than, but then that's also going to be reliant on the talent and the athletes and
Yeah,
who's
for sure.
doing
Yeah.
what. So it's a difficult place to be in when you're a judge and you only have a certain depth of talent, you know?
That's true.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I got two opinions on it. I think it's like what I believe it is and what I see the judges, doing, obviously. And it's a little wild because I can think of different shows and get completely different like viewpoints on what I think classic may be. Like that first year Chris won, like I don't think he should have won that because his biceps and his back was lagging quite a bit, right? I'm with Logan where I'm really big on symmetry, front, back, top to bottom. I'm really, really big on that. But it seemed like in that particular show, like they were more so focused on maybe the silhouette or something like that, or the overall just vibes of the individual, Um, so it's a little hard to say. I mean, overall, I think classic is kind of based on bodybuilding, size, shape, symmetry, conditioning, whoever hits the best in each one of the categories should win.
Right. It, I guess the pushback that some people will make it is like, look, Summerfield has a great physique. Summerfield has a very complete physique, um, but in order for him to have that complete physique, you good over there, Logan? Uh, he's had to put on a lot of dense tissue, which now people say that means he should go to 212. So like, does that density play a role in him being better or worse than somebody else?
I You go ahead. You want to say something, Logan? Well, he's
Go
chewing. I'll
for it.
say
He's trying
something.
to
I'll
burn
follow
his
you
mouth
up.
right
I'll follow
now.
Yo,
you up.
I could, it would help me by saying, yeah, he should switch to 212. But to be quite honest with you, people had no problems with Chris winning, year after year after year. And we saw at the last show, he would do just fine as an open competitor. He was arguably beating the fourth best bodybuilder in the world. That by just saying that, he would have beat probably half the other people. He would have been easily top 10, maybe even fifth at the Olympia with that physique. No one had an issue with Chris doing and winning Classic for 6 years straight, right? I think it's a, so I don't think that's fair to say, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Because you don't say Chris would switch, you never said Chris would switch, you
Right.
know? So no, I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
That's a
No, I
good point.
agree.
Yeah.
Good point.
Logan, do
I
you have
think
any thoughts
I
on that?
think that I think the switching issue comes whenever the weight becomes in question. Like, okay, well, this guy is gaining 30, 40 pounds over his weight cap.
Hmm.
And every single year, however many years in a row, missing weight, but then miraculously making weight, you know? Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
so whenever that's happening, I think that's whenever you should start considering moving divisions.
Completely agree. Yep.
I can
And
see that.
I think the situation with Urs kind of proves that, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how that guy was making weight. Like, I mean, he was in shape, fucking 30 pounds above his weight cap, and a lot of people were concerned about how big he would look next to open guys, and then it was like, holy shit, he's good. So
Yeah.
it makes you start to wonder about the argument that we hear a lot that like physiques aren't as good as they used to be in bodybuilding, or the condition isn't as good. Maybe because some of those guys who would be the aesthetic mass monsters who come in absolutely peeled are staying in classic. They're trying to fit themselves into that class. Do you guys agree with that, or no?
What was the question?
Like, do you think some of those like aesthetic physiques that people are like longing to see again on an open bodybuilding stage, do you think a lot of them are limiting themselves trying to stay in classic instead of going to open?
Man, again, to Logan's statement, I think it has to do with the cap. Like if they're having no problem like making the cap and they're improving, like there's no point of switching. You know what I mean? I think it just goes to those guys who are just having a hard time. I mean, we see it with Ramon, we seen it with Urs year after year. And look, Urs went to open and his biceps blew up. I don't know if you guys seen that.
Yeah, yeah.
So so I think it's just those type of guys who just seem
Mm.
to never can improve a body part, right? When in reality it's just that they're dieting too hard
Yeah,
or coming.
all 30 of those pounds came off his biceps.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a good thing to point out. Like a lot of these guys are having like trouble, like
Yep.
bringing up arms or trouble bringing up legs. You know, it might not be the case. It might just be like you don't need to be in this division,
Yep.
or you
100%, man.
know.
I was talking with someone the other day, and it was like the first thing to go when you're cutting down and you're really sucking down is like that weak body part, right?
Hmm.
So like if you're already at your weight cap and you need to improve something, then most likely it's gonna be really hard unless you lose muscle somewhere else, you know?
Which we all know is way harder than you think it is to lose muscle.
Yeah. My big thing is too, when I saw a lot of people saying that like there's gonna be a lot of classic guys switching to open, or there should be. I don't think they realize like that's a huge gap. You know, Urs put on 30 pounds. Most people are not putting on 30 pounds like anytime soon, right? That's not normal. Most I see so many times that people say like classic guys are like holding themselves back from gaining weight, and some of them are, don't get me wrong, but like most of us, it's kind of where we kind of land, you know what I mean? At least me. And
Yep.
you'll have some guys that are like they may look better like 10 pounds heavier, but they can't put on that extra 20 to make them competitive in the open. So like they're in that weird spot, that little gray area. Like it's whether do I like suck down that 10 pounds to make weight for classic, or do I spend 2, 3 years hoping I can do well in the open? And like I've watched a couple guys try to make that jump. And like to my knowledge, there's only Urs is only the second person
Right.
in what 8 years to do it. Brett was the first. Urs is the second. There's some guys that'll switch like Stanimal, Brady Keene, but they never won
Horse.
an open show.
I think Horse is one of the best examples of this.
Horse turned pro in the open.
He's bounced back and forth between open and classic like 2 or 3 times now, right? And he's kind of in that weird spot where he has to beat the shit out of himself to get in his weight cap, but isn't big enough to get in the open.
That's true.
I must
True.
interrupt. Nick, Horse's very first show was controversial with his weight. I believe, I remember at his weigh-ins, he was like 7 or 8 kilograms over his weight, and they tried to let him
Kilograms?
through.
Oh, that shit. He didn't compete. I remember that he got butt naked to try to
So he
make
never
weight.
he never went down and up. He just tried to
Yeah.
be an open bodybuilder at a classic show.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Logan's now going to be the conspiracy theorist of the group chat every week. He's be like, I heard
It ain't
about his
conspiracy, man. I do
Hey.
due diligence. I do diligence.
I'm thinking like Chris Bumstead ain't really as tall as you think he is. I'm sorry.
Go back and get
I don't know, man. Something
Terrence,
going on.
what we're saying is you need some platform shoes the day you check in.
As long as I get this
Grow that
this,
hair out. Just get that Sean Ray flat top,
You
bro.
know what I will say is I did see like I pay attention, and I did see at people at weigh-ins. You'll notice at the last year's weigh-ins, a lot of people spiked their hair. You know what I mean? It was 100%. I saw it. I was like, bro, like, you know,
Everybody's gonna try to get what they can out of it, you know.
for sure.
Yeah,
For
because you
sure.
get what three weigh-ins, right? And then you get your average weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Olympia will be my last one. So I was under what I wanted with Pittsburgh. New York, I was a little right above it. So we'll see where I am at the Olympia.
Hey, did you get anything out of hanging upside down?
Who knows, man? Like I was still under the height I wanted, but then I didn't do it the next week, and I was over it. So I don't,
That shit is so fake.
you know.
It was delayed results. It took you a week to get the extra
Yeah,
inches, man.
The stimulus had to,
Yeah, just took some time to work, you know.
Yeah. So speaking of like qualifying and stuff, obviously we've had some rule changes to the Olympia coming in 2026. What do you guys think of the changes that they made?
I love it, man. Bring it on. Goddamn.
Really?
Do you think they went far enough?
That's a good question.
I think the limit should be like 30. I think that should be no more than. And the reason being is like I saw some guys like the old school guys like, oh, it should just be 15 because they stopped judging it at 15. But like you got to give those people a chance to break into that 15, right? So like I think 30 is a good I think 30 is the max. I would be fine with 25. 25 to 30 is a good number.
Well,
Me.
it said top 25 with points.
Yeah.
And then it said, but the people who win this show, or this show automatically go. So there's an opportunity for 2 or 3 on top of the 25. And then they also said the top three at the Olympia automatically qualify. So you could have
We're already at 30 there. Yeah.
you could have about 30 to 32 guys.
Well, the interesting part will be is aside from what is it, 5 shows like that automatically
Yeah.
qualify. Aside
Mhm.
from those 5 shows, every other show you have to win 2, right? So we're gonna see a lot of people obviously compete in back-to-back shows and win back-to-back shows, which could potentially limit who gets enough points and who's able to go to the competition. So there's another factor of that is like how do the double wins affect the placings going forward or affect the number of people qualified as well.
Then you
There's
got
still a
guys who are just
hundred
gonna run the
shows.
gauntlet too. We're gonna win 2, 3, 4 shows with
Yeah,
that,
right.
True.
Sure.
you know. So you got to factor that in as well.
Yep. I'm
Cool.
curious to see how many actually end up on stage after this rule change. You know, that's the biggest thing that I think will determine whether they went far enough or not. You
As
know,
long as
like
it's 60, man. 60 was like, I didn't compete last year, but in 2023 it was about 58, 60, and it was like it was awful. It was like I love the Arnold because they limited to like you guys like Jerick and Logan have been there, like it's like 10 people. It's like the best experience in the world, you know.
It is,
It's
mhm.
man.
so chill. It's so
Got dead
chill,
I
last,
love
bro.
competing at the
Got
Arnold.
dead last, and I was like, bro, this is the best show I've ever been.
bro.
It was crazy, bro.
I
This is
mean,
my first show. I was like, yo, this is wild.
I think I can speak for all of us when I say I love to watch bodybuilding shows, but I don't want to watch 60 fucking guys in one class,
No,
in one category, you know?
But
bro, I
also
hate to
throws your
say,
peaks off too because you're waiting on 60 guys
Oh,
to go and do their prejudging routines. So if you had a pump, it's gone. Your timing of everything is fucking gone.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a lot of
yeah.
bodies. There's going to be like 70. I think there's 70 guys this year qualified right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's gonna be a
go and
big
count.
show.
Go and count.
Christ.
It's gonna be a huge show,
Plan
bro.
wise, like I don't plan on pumping up until we actually do real call outs. Like I don't see a point in doing like it's
Yeah,
like Logan said, like if you go on stage for like the like just the alphabetical order comparisons and you pump up, that's a whole like hour to an hour and a half you have to wait until you actually do call outs.
Mhm.
And that'll really, really mess you up. So I got that tip from like C-Bomb. I saw him one year just chilling, you know. And I've been doing that ever since, you know, especially when these big call outs. Cause like
Yeah.
you'll see people pump up, they'll pump up too much. And then they look great when they first come out and then they start to fade and fade and fade.
yeah.
But then if you wait a bit, you can like you'll cross, I can't fucking do it. They'll fade and then you'll go up as they're fading down, right? So like so
You'll
yeah,
cross
yeah.
paths.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I can't imagine how like I've never had to peak an athlete for the Olympia yet. I couldn't imagine how difficult it would be to try and manage somebody's peak when like you have all this data about like, okay, 2 meals usually were pretty good, but when you have to sit back there for an extra couple hours and it's like, well, fuck, what does that third meal do? Does it start to
Yeah.
change how the look looks, you know, like does it change how full you are or how flat you are? And it's like that's got to be fucking a nightmare to try and navigate.
So for instance, like that for me, man, when I prep athletes for shows like that, where we just never know what's gonna happen or it's like delayed, I usually don't have them pump up at all. I have them just pose,
Mm.
because they get better as they compete. They get better and better. So I stopped having my guys pump up really in any show. Then two, like for shows like that, if you are timing a meal, right, just have them like slowly eat that meal over the course of that window. And then we have a definite answer like, okay, we're getting close to stepping on stage. Finish up the meal. You already ate like half of it by that time. So, you know, you'll be good before you get on stage. And it works well every time, bro. So, I mean, you give it a try. It just makes it more predictable that way too. Because I know you leading up to shows, I check my athletes post workout and how much fluid intake, how much carbohydrate intake they have, and we kind of adjust that based off the look that we want. So we just mimic that on show day. You know what I mean? So as long as I have that set amount of fluid, carbs, sodium before they hit the stage, it's it's pretty predictable.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, once you have that data and you're able to just kind of like understand what the timeline is, at least somewhat going to be like, it's a little bit more manageable there. I think the posing thing was a good one too. I was going to ask Logan and Terrence if that was something they do, or do you guys like always just try to pump up before you get on stage?
Oh, the posing factor.
Hmm.
It works. But I notice with my physique that I look significantly different with a pump compared to like without. And I know some people are like, oh yeah, well you have a pump. No, but I mean like I look way different, so it's like almost like I need to have the pump,
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I've tried that technique of okay, barely pumping, doing just a little bit. I mean, I've been competing a long time, 11 years, so tried fucking everything. Uh, Especially because whenever you pump up, sometimes you're like your heart rate goes and you're going, oh, how the fuck is my heart rate going? I'm
Yeah.
totally chill, but I did like 10 push-ups and now my heart's racing like a
Yeah.
rabbit.
Yeah.
And so I try to counter all that. And yeah, I mean it works. It works if you're posed. If you're the type of guy that is posing all the time, every single day, to the point where you can feel everything, like whenever you hit a shot and it takes you like one or two poses to where it takes like one or two poses to get you to the point where you're locked in on everything.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And maybe you don't. I know Terrence does. I know Terrence understands what I mean. Whenever, and Jerick as well. Whenever I say posed, and there's a difference between um, like you're okay posed and okay, no, you actually feel your body,
Mm.
and that's what helps when you have a slight pump. So if you're not that posed and that good to be able to lock into everything, then maybe it might not work. You should probably pump slightly in areas that you think are lagging. Maybe if you're
Mm.
like, oh shit, I need more of this muscle to be a little fuller to make my shape appear
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh, I
Yo,
don't
Logan,
know.
I got a question for you.
What's
Would
that?
you so if they asked you if you wanted to cut the individual routines in the morning to cut down on time, would you say yes or no to that? Because that would save you like an hour, and
Yeah.
and then you get to do your routine at night still.
Yeah, I mean, I would because I do a lot on the shows that I like this, for example. I'm gonna choreograph my routine and I'm gonna be excited about it for finals, even prejudging maybe, but that's just me. I know Terrence is the same. Other guys are not, so they're just gonna go out there and half-assedly just fucking hit their they're gonna do their check-in update on stage,
Yeah.
fucking, you know.
Yeah.
Lazily kind of waddle to the side.
And, so
That's the
that
way to
does
put
it
it.
does kind of waste a little bit of time, but it still is cool to go out there and just put it on it. Whenever everyone else is posing like that, and then you go out there and do whatever flow you have, even to whatever music they decide to play. You just have this aura come around you that you
Yeah.
feel you're like,
I
yeah,
definitely
but
understand where
okay,
you're
I'll be
coming
slick right now.
from.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's hard to say no because I love to perform and get up there and make people go, oh shit, that was cool, you know. But on the other hand, it's like, yeah, I could also like not having that much time just wasted. So
Well, what are they even using those individual routines for? It's like if prejudging is designed to figure out who is the best at that time, you're going to figure that out with them in a lineup. Like in the individual routine, it gives you the opportunity to look at a guy and go, cool, he's in condition enough to be in the first call outs. But we can also do that just by having the guys walk out online. And you can pick out however many, like if they bring out people in groups of 8, you can now scan through that and go, that guy's really good, this guy's really good, take your notes and then look at them all in comparison. So yeah, I mean, as a coach, like why are we even doing the individual routines? Like let's
I
just
mean,
fucking compare and go.
to add to that, even as a coach myself too, is like we might be saving these athletes from getting fucking last call outs because some of them come out there fucking and hit the wrong poses.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and they perform better in the comparisons, but they were already seeing individuals, so it's like, you know what I mean?
Do you think if they were one of those individuals that Logan was talking about that like, look, I'll raise my hand for the white guys who can't move well.
Yeah.
If you do you think if they were to come out and do a routine that wasn't like a really well choreographed routine, but had a really good physique, that it could downplay them a little bit in the call outs?
No, I don't think. Well, here's the thing about it. Don't mean to interrupt anyone that was about to speak, but I gotta say, the only thing that the posing can mess up is exposing you in a weakness. Like
Mhm.
if you're hitting shots like poses that you're hitting a pose just because you like that pose, you're like, oh, but so and so looks cool in this pose. I want to hit this pose too because I like it. I get the sentiment about it, but your body isn't ready for that pose. And so that could that could expose you in a way that would make you inferior to other competitors. So
Mhm.
um
100%.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Great
I mean,
point.
I hear all the judges, especially like, I think the judges want to kind of move things along too, because every time I hear Sandy talk, she's like, she says like, the more time you're on stage, the more time we have to find your flaws, and obviously that's true. But I think the other half is like, yo, this is a fucking long day. Like, y'all hurry up so we can get through
So
it.
so exactly what I just said. He
Yeah,
just
yeah,
he's saying it from a judge's mouth.
Yeah.
It came from their voice. They're saying we're finding flaws when y'all are doing all this shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
I mean, it's what they told the men's physique guys who were coming out and doing all like back
Yeah.
double biceps and stuff. It's like, hey, look, this is an opportunity for us to go. Your back sucks because you put your arms up, right?
Yeah.
It's like if you come out and hit poses that you're not ready for, like the thing I've always said is if you don't know how to twist, don't hit a fucking twisting shot, please.
I
Like,
mean, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but for the most part, most individuals, most athletes, like your back looks better in a relaxed flare than it is in a rear double. It's more width, I feel. So it's like these guys are hurting themselves when they do that in men's physique, I feel.
I think
mhm.
a lot of it is the proportion setup. A lot of guys have overdeveloped traps, and
Yeah.
so they'll look really thick whenever they're relaxed and just open up because they had that mid back that bounces out, and the shoulders are wide, and maybe the top of the lats are there, but no lower back, so it's not filled all the way through. But you have that silhouette,
Yeah.
right? That's quality though, and that comes with time and training, the proper training, finding the muscle correctly, and not everyone finds that. So that's another thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, Logan, you're big on that too, like quality over time. And we've seen it in your physique. Like I've been watching you since you started Classic, and it's just crazy. I don't think I've ever seen you like bulked up at all.
No, you don't.
Like,
I don't.
Nah, we was
We'll
in
have to stay
Mexico.
next
Baby
year.
looked fat, man. He
like
did
your
a guest
face,
post in Mexico.
your face has been the same since you started.
My face is always death face, man.
Oh
You know
man.
what I'm saying?
You
It's
know,
like, man, this dude looks hungry.
this
But
dude looks hungry.
but you talked about that on Full Odds podcast. I listened to that interview, which that was a great interview, by the way. But I think that's such an important thing of like people understanding like the most of the people talking about training are really focused on this like all out progressive overload RIR hard pushing training, but you're the guy over here going, I'm doing 12 to 15 reps on most things and just flexing and squeezing and doing all this stuff, and look at the physique it's built, right? It's like how many people could improve their physique by not so heavily investing in progressive overload and like making sure they're actually using the target tissue to build the flowing physique that you're talking about that now fits that category better.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Well, that's a problem because there's multiple things that people are doing that's creating this different type of physique that we see nowadays rather than the old days where it seemed like so many guys had fully developed physique. Like you could look at every single guy, even from the fucking the B and C level pros all the way on the fucking roster. Everyone had a completed physique and was missing nothing. They were just at like different sizes uh
Structured.
and I think a lot of that was the training philosophy back in those days. And those guys actually felt what they were training, didn't train too heavy, didn't take so much gear that made them grow so fast, didn't overeat. ate a decent amount, wasn't always thinking more, 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 more. And that's what, I hate to say, it seems like this industry wants to do. It's always just bigger, bigger, more extreme, more
Mhm.
this, more food, more weight, more gear. And I'm just like, fuck, you don't need all of that. Did these guys back in those days eat this much food? But look how they looked. Okay, so maybe I just need to eat the right amounts of food and the right foods, keep my waist tight, aesthetic, train the right way. Don't take too much gear because your body doesn't need all that gear. Less is more in a manner. You stay healthier. Uh, what else was I getting at? The weight. If you're training too heavy, you're not able to feel the muscle. So things on such as exercises like chest pressing, and you got guys that have way too big of shoulders, and then there's no depth to their chest. It's because they're trying to press 150 160 pound dumbbells, and they're using everything, and
Mhm.
they're not actually squeezing their chest. Like, there's no movement within the actual muscle. There's no release and activation and stretch. uh, and I think that comes from training too heavy, and
Yep.
that's yeah, the training heavier is going to make you get a lot bigger. It's going to grow you size to an extent, but I think the depth and the quality of the physique is going to be determined on how you did it and how you use the weight. So
Right. I think
Another
Terrence
big
is a good sorry, I think Terrence, you're a great example of this, right? Like you train with a lot of heavy weight and really focus on progressive overload, but you can tell when Terrence is training that the target tissue he's trying to hit is being worked, right? So he's kind of found that good marrying of the two things there. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'll let you explain it, but like I think you're a great example of that.
Yeah, I think intent is probably the biggest thing. Like, I've talked to a lot of older guys, and one thing I respect about them is like they actually thought. Like a lot of guys nowadays, like I remember talking to this one pro. He's like, "Oh man, I'm trying to bring up my back." I'm like, "Okay, what are you doing differently?" He was like, "Oh, I'm just doing a bro split." I'm like, "Well, you're not even doing any more volume on the on your back muscle. Maybe try it hit it twice a week, or like, someone may have an issue like, oh man, I always feel my like Logan said, I always feel my delts when I do chest, but they don't do anything to change it. They don't actually put thought into what they're doing. They don't spend time to find a fix to the problem, and I think that's probably a big thing. Is like you can like when you have a weakness in your physique or a strength in your physique, you need to take time out to figure out how to build that symmetry, and
Yep.
then design a program around that. A lot of people don't do that, man. They don't put any thought into what they do. And I don't know.
I agree with that.
Jerick,
100%.
Jerick, a question for you, like as another coach, do you also see that a lot in the younger guys, like the younger athletes you have coming on that like you almost have to retrain them because they're so deep into this thing of like I got to do more weight.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I just had a conversation with a couple of my athletes about this, and he wanted to do a split for men's physique. And he wanted like prioritize men's physique criteria, chest, shoulders, back. I'm like, hey man, like forget the split, bro. I was like, are you feeling the muscles? Like, are you feeling the muscles you're training? I was like, this is what I want you to do. I want you to focus on connecting with the tissue before you increase load, increase reps, progressive overload, all these nuances, man. I was like, I just want you to train and feel everything that you're training. Let's just do that for a little bit. And
Yeah.
then we go from there. If you increase the load and you lose the connection, I want you to pull a load back. Connection is priority. That's how I've shifted my training modalities. Is like more connection more than anything. Connection is priority for me.
That's so like,
And that's through my experience too. Like before we even had this conversation, that's kind of how I've shifted my training. Like honestly, like I've been doing a lot of connecting movements more so than just lifting and moving heavy weight. Because now that I'm getting older, and I'm not saying I'm old, but I'm starting to realize I'm starting to get these aches and pains. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like I have elbow pain now in my left elbow, similar to Terrence. And I remember back in the day, I used to do a lot of heavy skull crushers and all that kind of shit. And it's finally catching up. So I'm starting to realize like it's not worth the reward. I'm not like 30, 40 pounds heavier from it. You know what I'm saying? I still got to fill out my cap about like 15 pounds.
oh
You know what I mean?
shit.
So obviously something needs to change. So that's kind of my thought on that.
Bro, like I watched Joe, a hypertrophy coach, talk about this recently, and he was saying like he says it so much better than me. But like if I can, so like if you're like running a marathon, right? Like you don't just think about running a marathon, you think about like your gait, like how you run, that's the first part of it, right? If you're not your gait isn't right, then you can't run that marathon properly. Same thing with building muscle, like the smallest metric, the first metric you need to think about is like the quality of that rep, right? So like if you're not executing like a single rep correctly, then the rest of your workout's gonna be shit, right? So I definitely agree with that, man. Like you need
Yeah,
to get that execution down first.
100%. And I think just that, like Logan hit it on the head, like, and I'm sure Logan's probably the best experimentation to look at, right? Like the connection means so much more. Like if you're trying to build a quality physique, like you need to be able to connect with your muscle tissue, and that should be the bottleneck, right? That should be the leading factor when you're going into training. That should be what's leading those decisions that you're making in the gym,
Right.
right? And when you're doing a movement, like how does this feel? Like, okay, this shit feels crazy. Let me put this down. Let me do something else that feels a lot better. Like for one of my athletes, I told him, I said, hey, if you go in the gym today and you do one arm lat pull downs and you feel like you connect the best with it and you're getting crazy pumps, I want you to do all your sets for back for that movement and then shoulders. I promise you, like that's where my mind is right now with it. Like if you're gonna get the most stimulus and connection from that movement doing lats, you don't need to go to another lat movement. Like there's no point. You
Yep.
see what I'm saying?
One of the first things that I do when I'm talking to clients and they're sending me video footage of their training is almost never I'm telling them, hey, you need to use more weight here. It's usually, hey, pull the weight back and move it with better intention, right? Because what I'm looking to see is like, are they just making the machine or the implement that we're using move in space? Or are they using the leg curl to use their hamstrings, to build their hamstrings? Are they using their quads when they do these movements? Are they using their chest when they do their presses? So it's not about just, I got a fly in here. Uh, it's going to land on my fucking lens before I know it. But yeah, so it's always about like first let's get the quality of this down, and then once we have the quality, we can start trying to test limits while still using that quality rep. That I think is the hardest transition for people because like Logan's sitting here saying like, oh, I focus on the quality of the movement and quality of this. It's not like Logan's been using 10-pound fucking dumbbells his entire career and built this physique. Logan had to get stronger, right? But learning how to continue to make that connection with progressively heavier and heavier weights is a fucking hard thing to teach people without them just like slowly squeezing everything and doing these dumbass setups that we see all over TikTok and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's y'all are trying to reinvent something that doesn't need to be fucking reinvented. The wheel works great. Use it.
I do got a question, Logan. Do you find that your style of training has helped you connect better with like your posing too?
Oh, most certainly.
Oh,
Because there's times
I love
also,
that question.
remember, what's that?
I love that question. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, because there's times where you'll almost go into a pose the way you would do some type of movement,
Yeah.
like pulling back, trying to show the Christmas tree, for example. That's basically just like hitting a row. So, I'm going to try to hit my row like I'm going to hit this pose. So, therefore, whenever I'm hitting this pose, it's like, and I feel it like I'm fucking hitting a row. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. That's
Uh,
why I asked that question.
so, or doing like a cable flies, for example. You find that right rhythm, and then you find it to where it's like perfectly releasing at the stretch and then reactivating and squeezing, and then you get it to the point where you're just like, fuck yeah, fucking muscular. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and then you're like imagining on the stage, you're like, yeah, fuck you, Mike. Fuck yeah.
Yo, I already trained back
Right?
today, and Logan's got me hyped up to go back right now.
All right. So I'm over here falling asleep. I had to do something to wake up.
Dude, Jerick, I absolutely love that fucking question because one of the things that I always tell my people is like, look, I want to use movement patterns within your training program that's going to help you have the mobility to do the things that we want to on stage. Because being able to pose is a lot of expression of your body's ability to move correctly, right? Like, obviously, you guys don't do lat spreads in classic, but like in your posing routines, you might show a lat spread. A great way to be able to get your shoulder blades to open up to show your lats is to use a chest supported row and have your back open up that way, right? Or like improving your ab and thigh, like doing things that allow you to get into an overhead position. It's like so important to not just like get on the machine and go, this is going to build my muscle, but what is it also doing that's going to help you carry to the thing that we're actually trying to do, which is present a physique on stage? If you're like tight with all of your movements, you're going to be that guy that like can barely get in a side chest or can't get his arm behind him to do a side try or is like this in a back double, right? It's like
Yeah.
you've crippled yourself because you've limited how your muscle actually moves and the strength that it has in different positions.
Yeah, 100%. I can agree more with that, bro.
Yeah, great question, dude. So we're what, 4 weeks out from the Olympia right now?
Really?
Well,
4 weeks?
Yeah,
Holy
4 weeks, man.
shit.
Yeah, I mean 4
might
weeks
as well be.
Saturday, right?
Well, Friday, because Friday's
Right.
too COVID.
Yeah.
Right. So
4 weeks out from weigh-ins.
there you
Yeah.
go.
Today's weigh-ins 4 weeks today.
So my question for the both of you guys, obviously, like a lot of people have both of you in their top fives going into the Olympia. Like, how are you both feeling individually going into the Olympia?
We feel great, man.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, we feel great.
Hell,
You know,
we're happy. We're
we're
the
eating
Ninja
kangaroo
Turtles.
meat. We're eating kangaroo meat and shit. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Are
I
you
seen
actually eating
that.
Ninja
kangaroo?
I
Turtles.
seen that on
Right?
the.
Yeah,
I seen
yeah.
that.
He
That's
gets it
fucking
online. I
awesome.
get it from the store.
That
I
Wild
gotta
Fork
find
place?
something out here, man.
Yo, it's good.
Is it that Wild Fork place?
Yeah. But
Dude,
the brand is what is it?
Yeah, Fossil Farms.
Fossil Farms. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good, man.
do you have to
No,
cook
I
it
feel
different?
awesome. Huh?
You
Do you have
definitely
to
have to
cook it
cook it
different?
right. You definitely got to cook it. Oh, you just straight cook it?
I
Like
just put it on
regular.
the pan and cook it. Yeah.
Oh shit, I prepare it, man. I'm like the Iron Chef over here, bro. I put a little bit of olive oil in there. I put some oregano, a little bit of garlic powder, some onion powder on there, some
Well, I
24 herbs
season
and
my food.
spices.
Yeah, that's no, I
How
season
does
it.
it taste compared to like ground beef?
What's that?
How does it taste compared to like ground beef? Like what's like
Man, I don't know. I haven't had ground beef in a fucking long time.
I feel
really?
like
From like
it's
a
similar, but
burger
like
place.
I like that better. I don't know how to. It's similar but different.
Is it ground kangaroo meat or is it just like a
Yeah.
kangaroo steak?
Yeah, kangaroo
It's
meat, like
brown.
grounded. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's cool.
great.
I'm pretty sure it's like real high quality shit though.
Now,
Yeah, it
now, how
is.
many coaches are going to start incorporating kangaroo meat in their diets after they watch this?
I almost wish that I
Uh,
never exposed my
He's
secrets.
yeah, you have man.
It's
No, I'm just
good.
kidding.
Gonna be a
Is it
lot
a
of top
lean?
five
Kangaroo is
guys
great.
now.
Is it
The
a lean meat
kangaroo is
or is it more like red
fantastic.
meat?
It's red. It's bread.
Yeah, it is red meat, but it's got
Hmm,
1 gram of fat per 4
Wait,
ounce.
I'll show you. I'll be right back.
That's lean as shit.
that
Yeah.
is really lean.
So
Huh.
imagine eating a steak and,
Right.
and it's like the same thing as eating a chicken in terms of fat content, but you're
Right.
getting all the qualities of the red meat.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Dang.
Whenever I was peaking, I literally ate every meal kangaroo and
That's
bison
awesome.
Oh
tenderloins.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
fire.
It's
Interesting.
goes on the back. It's backwards, huh? But yeah, it's 100
A
calories.
1 gram of fat per 4 ounces.
You can
Shit.
you can tell
Holy
we're all
shit.
old because we all got close to the camera to fucking read that shit. We all said, "Wait a minute, hang on." My contacts are failing me, man.
Hey,
I
look,
can't see shit anymore.
I got steamed carrots in my next meal too.
Steamed carrots.
Oh no.
Yeah, I've been on a carrot run lately, man. I swear. I don't know what it is.
Hey, they're
Carrots are
sauteed.
good.
Yeah, they're really good,
Sauteed.
man.
Honestly, I feel great though, man. Like after my last show, I like my reverse was like great. It's the best I've ever like stuck to everything, even with all the traveling.
Yeah, so I guess at least my question, like, what are you doing? Are you doing anything differently? And if you are, like, what are you doing differently leading up to Olympia?
But one, I
Same thing
think
for
the
you,
biggest thing
Logan.
is like Logan. I mean, Logan does it great every year. I mean, reversing, sticking to the
Yeah.
plan. For me, it's been a little bit harder, but this one was perfect. So I stayed really lean in between shows, and that helped. You know, my food got really high. I got up to like 5,000. I was still really, really lean. So I think that helped a lot. I'm also trying some of the peptides everyone's been screaming and raving about. The Slew and the Retta. It's going all right. Yeah, I've been on what 2 weeks so
Um,
far. I
both of
think
them?
yeah, yeah, like a really small amount. Well, more Slew, not a lot of Retta at all. I saw some people doing 2, 3 grams. I'm just doing like a gram a week, and
A
I
day?
don't.
The slew
I
or
mean,
the
yeah, a week. I mean, not a gram, a milligram a week.
mm.
Um, I don't feel any. I mean, it's supposed to lower your appetite, but I
Well,
don't feel anything.
with the Retta, the clinical dosing of Retta is 2 milligrams. So like once you go, if you go up to two, you'll notice an
I'm
appetite difference.
I'm good with one. And then the slew, I think I'm doing what is it? It comes in what 500 micrograms, so two what is it? 2,000 micrograms a day. So 1,000 in the morning, 1,000 in the afternoon. I think
And
that's yeah. So
how much do you sweat from that shit?
I actually yeah, it's funny because like when I work out, I never sweat, and then I was like, well, I'm sweating now, right? It's a little weird, but it's still not a lot. But I actually sweat now in my workouts, so
Dude,
that's something.
I'm drenched when I use that shit.
My big thing is like, dude, like it took a while, like a week after I started, like I I felt like very energized like all day. But then my sleep got really bad. I was sleeping like 4 hours for the past 3 days, and now it's kind of leveled out. I'm back to like 6, 7. But yeah, it was like 3 days early the last 3 days, it was a lot. I was like, I would go to bed at like I don't know, like 10, 11 and wake up at like 3 or 4.
Ugh,
Yeah, and then I would just be wide awake, ready to go.
the
I wouldn't even
worst.
feel exhausted or tired or anything. Yeah,
That's
but
obnoxious.
I don't feel good. Yeah, the prep has been pretty easy. You know,
Logan, you running any peptides?
I'm not taking any peptides.
I know Logan's not taking it.
Mm.
Yeah, no peptides.
As
Just
much food
pop,
as Logan
dog.
said he was eating, he's probably fine appetite wise.
How much are you eating?
I'm eating like a king, man.
I'm
I'm not
got.
eating. I'm not by any means hungry throughout the day, so I
See,
don't
that's
need any
because he's
appetite
reversed. Well,
suppressants.
well, you just had your show too.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, I think it's just a constant like
it's just I've just been doing the
person.
same thing over
Yeah,
and over year round,
yeah,
like for a very long time. I've just kept the diet going.
If you stick to it, it makes it
Yeah,
so much easier.
Hmm.
yeah, I'm telling you,
you don't
because
realize
it's
when
just
that
in
shit
the
is going.
constant. I'm in a constant caloric cycle, year
Mhm.
after year after year after year after year.
Yeah,
Uh, and it's just now I've finally learned how to peak it, with
Yep.
Patrick,
yeah,
Patrick Tour, and I finally, okay, well, I'm getting this peeled, I've been getting this peeled for years. It's just
yeah.
I never landed it, and everyone's like, why doesn't he look as good as here? Well, fuck, I stress myself out and all these other fucking things.
What do you think is the biggest difference? You're not gonna go into detail or anything. Like, what is the variable that you seen was the biggest like change for you working with Patrick when it came to like peaking?
Yeah.
Well, just 100% being straight to the basics for one, but a biggest factor of uh for difference from last year to this year was just the fact that I cut people out of my life that were really tanking my emotional,
Bro.
system.
Yeah,
So I was just over it, with someone. So I eliminating that stress factor has allowed me to endure other stresses and not fucking,
yeah.
lose my mind as easily. So yeah, so that was a big factor as well.
No, I get that, man. Stress. I like
Yeah,
my worst placing was when I was the most stressed.
right.
100%, man.
Yeah, I was there, man. I knew you was going through it big time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was very
Yeah.
tough. So
it's interesting that Jerick asked that question because that was going to be my same question of like you guys had both talked about how an environment change really pushed things forward for you, and Logan, for you with having removed individuals from your life, not only are you a competitor but you're also a father, and like uh, understand that fully. Like having a 5-year-old myself is like, it's a lot of energy that people truly don't give enough credit to. And like you and I had a conversation at Labrada talking about like, look, I'm also a single father. You know, it's like I have a girlfriend, but she lives in Houston. So like trying to juggle a business and compete and make sure he's good. Like I can only imagine what it was like for you to be able to now handle more stuff with your son because you're not putting all this energy off on somebody who is bringing you down.
Man,
Yeah, definitely different stresses. We all have our own shit that we go through.
Mhm.
So I don't want to sound like boohoo pity fucking me. It's all how you handle it, I guess. It's how you're able to block out whatever or just eliminate it, and I made the choice that I did to just say I'm done with it.
Yep.
Right.
yeah.
So
And that's okay, bro. I mean, you got to think about this, man. There's a lot of guys or girls, whatever, who are going to be watching this podcast, and they're going to like relate heavily to your situation. So don't ever feel like your situation is like pity or you want somebody to feel sorry for you. Like this is good to talk about these things. Like
Yep.
that someone might be going through the same thing and don't know how to approach the situation.
100%.
Yeah. So, and I mean, I'm a dad too, so I get it. Like I'm not a single dad, but I can imagine like being
yeah,
a
man,
single dad, like
difficult.
because being a father, like that's not single, bro. Like it's still a lot, but to be single, man, I
Yeah.
give you props, bro. I give you props.
Ultimately, it's why I ended up stopping competing because like the picture behind me is the last time I competed, and I didn't see my son for 4 weeks because I didn't have the energy. I couldn't. If he was going to be there, it wasn't going to be good for him because I was going to either be exhausted or snappy or whatever. And then like the first time I got him after the show, I was like breaking down in tears in his daycare, picking him up from school, and I'm like, I'm a fucking piece of shit. Like and so ultimately it was like I was like trying to get away from his teachers, like don't look at me. But it ultimately is kind of why I ended up stepping away from competing and also understanding that like my limit on my physique stage wise just it wasn't worth it. I have people who are far better than me on my roster that I can invest a lot into and also be a better father, you know. I think every single one of us probably has a story that we could talk about where somebody in this industry was a piece of shit to us. And one of the things that I really try to stress to some of my younger guys who are like just getting into this is like not everybody's your friend. Just because they talk to you nice and they talk to you online and they support you in this, that, and the other, do not be surprised when they say something about you behind your back or do something about it behind your back. And you have to be willing to confront it and let them fucking get out of your life immediately, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta be careful with that word, man. I call it like if I make sure to clarify. I'm like whether someone's my friend or that's my acquaintance. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, yeah,
I think the
100%.
biggest thing is just letting go of expectations, period.
Yep.
Just all around.
yeah.
If you just do that, like you can call me your friend, acquaintance, but like if you don't have any expectations for your friends or
Right.
acquaintances, like you really can't be upset.
Yep.
Honest with you,
And
I try to move about my life like that recently, man. Like it takes time to kind of shift your mindset like that.
yep.
You truly live a life without expectations and just live and be present. Like there shouldn't be any problems because all our problems stem from expectations. If you really sit down and think about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Love.
the unfortunate reality for you guys is like with the level that you all have got to as far as like the bodybuilding fame is like you have to also understand like some people's intentions are just to get something out of you. Right. And when I moved to the Texas area trying to get into the bodybuilding world, the first thing I said is like whenever I meet like when I met Terrence or I met Hunter or whoever I met is like I'm not going to them for anything. I'm just going to introduce myself. I'm going to be my normal fucking self. And if they like me, they like me. If they don't, they don't. And like, I'm not going to be that guy that's like every time they walk in a room, hey, can I get a picture with you? Hey, remember me? Like, I'm not trying to get shit out of you. If you need something from me, I'm here to help you. But
Yeah,
I'm just here to support and hope you like me a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I guess that'll be another topic for another episode, like how you guys navigate that.
Just stay away from everyone.
I mean, it makes it
That's the
easy. It
name of
makes
the
it simpler, to
episode.
be honest with you, bro.
Because then
isolate yourself.
if you don't, and you're like me, you end up saying something, and then it's
Yeah,
Logan's a fucking asshole. He finally said something back. He started this. Yeah,
Oh
so just
man.
don't involve yourself with anyone. That's how you avoid it.
Sure.
Keep your circle small.
Oh
But don't keep a circle at all.
Yeah, right.
shit. I'll say most bodybuilders do, man. Like we chill at our houses, man. We go to gym, we eat, we go home. Especially the past shit. I feel like the past, I don't know, 6, 7 years. When I was living in Tampa, I would literally just see two people. I would see Joe and I would see
Mhm.
my boy Daniel who did my video work. That was literally it. You know what I mean? Even
Right.
here in Houston, I see Logan, Hunter, and like two of our friends that go to the gym. That's pretty much all the people I see, in my day.
And
It's
only at the gym for like
and
10
only at the gym for like an hour.
What's
Yeah.
up, dude? Oh, what's up? Training. Back.
Bro.
All right.
Or virtually playing some video games.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We played video games,
Like,
yeah.
I've been on that PS5 lately too, man.
Hmm.
Right. You
Haven't
gotta
played
hop on.
that.
You gotta hop on Helldivers with us.
Yeah, we
Oh,
playing
Divers,
I haven't
that
played
Helldivers.
was
video
that
games
Yeah.
in quite some time.
was that RPG? What is that? I'm an RPG guy.
It's like a shooting game,
You just
third
kill
person.
aliens and robots.
Yeah.
I used to love RPGs.
I love
I just play
RPGs.
games to hang out with them, to be honest with you. Like, well, I'm kind of cool with playing whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We all got to get on it one of these
Any
days.
other classic news that we have, or any other classic topics?
I don't think so.
We covered a bit of it.
I think we got everything today. I think
Well,
we're good.
Okay, this is a long podcast. How long did this one go?
we're we
Almost an
started a little
hour.
after 3, I think, so it's about an hour now.
Oh,
Nice.
that's it?
Yeah,
Oh man.
Short and
you got
sweet.
more to say?
No, we're good. Let's save it for the next one because I feel like we're not gonna have much going on in the next one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, there's like no more shows, I don't think.
Dude. If I don't have clients in it, it's so hard to fucking remember when shows are.
No,
I don't think there's any more shows going on.
Not till after the
Unless there's
Olympia.
but yeah, nothing classic. I was gonna say nothing
Mm.
classic. Actually.
Yeah.
There's that Germany pro show and the Spain pro show, the one that's in Spain or something like that.
Yeah.
And-
But it's,
But those are more open.
They're open only, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Cool. Well, I guess then we'll catch everybody on the next one then, huh?
Word.
Yeah.
Cool.
Word.
Thanks everybody
I think it's up to you to
watching.
find topics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Drop comments.
Yeah.
We all have
We're
lives
slowly
outside of this.
declining as the show comes in, bro. Like,
Yeah, we were fading fast. You know?
we all have lives outside of this. So if we missed any topics that you guys want to hear about, make sure you leave some comments and stuff, and we'll be sure to cover them. So it's not because we didn't want to; it's just because we didn't think about it.
yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to end it there.